Hey, what's up? Fuck me. For opening 2 seconds of the podcast and I start coughing into the bastard thing. Excuse me. You're all very welcome to episode 37. My name is Tom O'Mahony. It's the 13th to the 12th. Jesus. Fast approaching. You're all very welcome to the podcast, everybody. Apologies for sounding like I've just eaten a fucking bag of gravel. But I'm old and I'm fucked from this panto carry-on. If you listen to last week's, you got a kind of sense of how chirpy and happy we all were and all the rest of it. That's completely died. We are currently fucked. No, it's I think there's a few people coming down with a few bouts of different things. I'm not sure what I have. I don't know, is it a bout of just being old? Maybe my body is not used to leaping around the place like a fucking spring lamb. I pulled a muscle in my neck today. I have no idea. There's a few points where I have to go flying across the floor, alright. So I'm going to say, it's just fucking stuntman stuff, But, I don't know. I got a pain in my fucking neck. I sound like I've smoked a fucking box of Major. For anybody listening outside of Ireland, Major were the ultimate cigarettes back in the day. I almost said man fags. Which in its own right is politically incorrect to say, but sure, fuck it. I'm not one for that kind of carry on, but Christ, I'll drink some water. So you can soften this on your eardrums. You're all very welcome. I hope you're enjoying your day. Wednesday, as it is, it's started to warm up a bit here. Again, anybody outside of Ireland listen to this. We had weather of almost -8 apparently in the country. I didn't experience the -8 bit myself. The most I saw was like -2. Frosty as fuck. Had to take a few back roads. The car did go sideways a few times on me, but Tom got it back. Did not put the fucking thing in the ditch, but one of my friends, Billy, did bury his car in the fucking ditch last night. It was alright. Grand, it was at low speed. Just wrecked the fucking car. I say that like a throwaway fucking thing. He's fine. He's fine. What a lovely way to start the podcast. Is this your first time? Why not click subscribe, share it, tell everybody about it. It's fantastic. Listen back to all the other ones. Search iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, whatever you found this on. The rest will be there. I'm not sure if we're going to be on SoundCloud for much longer because the busy man that he is, my voice is breaking, it would seem as well. The busy man that he is, Gordon Rochford of the Conspiracy Guys podcast. He finally got to the bottom. I'd made some balls up here about a year ago trying to build my own website, lads. Do you know what? I know they say Wix and fucking Squarespace. It's a piece of piss. It's a piece of piss if you've the time to sit down. Maybe you are at work and you've gotten through all your work by 11 o'clock and you can tip away. I honest to God, I don't have the time or the patience to learn about fucking building websites. And when you see what Gordon can do, and he offers you the opportunity for him to build a website. But I attempted it like about a year ago, and apparently I went through weeks, and he wanted to set it up with GoDaddy. Not GoDaddy, but GoDaddy.com. And basically the to and fro, and it took 3 weeks, 4 weeks nearly between those two fuckers for Wix to release it and for GoDaddy to then host it. But I'm boring the living fuck out of you right now with the shit I'm talking. Anyway, moving swiftly along, you can find me on all platforms, Tom O'Mahony Comedy. You'll find it on all the usual places. Or you can just type in Buckshot Podcast. Twitter will come up. The email will come up. I'm really not hard to find. Tom O'Mahony without the E. You'll have found this some way if you're listening to it right now. What a fucking week. What a pit. It's been non-stop. There hasn't been a day off. Listen to me being a fucking martyr. I'm getting to sing and dance and lep around the place and act the maggot for money, basically. So I'm really not complaining, but there hasn't been a day off in 4 weeks. Just coming up on 4 weeks. And it kind of fucking runs you into the ground a bit. The old ankle is starting to give out. The bad ankle, that's the bad ankle. Old rugby injury. I won't talk too much about it. But if you want me to, I totally will. We'll be doing, further down the line, I will be doing like Patreon. Which, if you haven't heard of Patreon, basically it's artist funding. But of course, I will be giving more to the Patreon customers. Kind of just a bit of a closer chin wag and stuff like that. I think that kind of suits me more than social media and shit. Like I've worse the living bollocks out of me. I'd like people to throw me questions through Patreon and whatnot. But yeah, the fucking telly shit to bed. Apparently some inverters had to blown in the fucking back. But the fucking thing's only like, I think it's about 18 months old. It's out of warranty, I know that anyway. That dirty bastard of a thing. Some fucking a yoke to do with the oil, like right in the middle of -2, -3 weather. The oil fucking burner thing shit the bed. I was able to get a part for that, fitted that fucker. Then the fucking fire alarm started going off, and oh my jeez. Anyway, but other than that, it's actually been a good week. The singing and dancing and all the rest of it is grand. No real updates for you. We're getting better at it. The panto seems to be coming to. It's interesting to watch absolute pros in action. It's awe inspiring to see people go, oh grand, it's 8 o'clock in the morning, but I'm going to sing like I'm singing at the 3 Arena. It's Jesus Christ. You're just thankfully, realistically, when I say singing and dancing, I have a little bit of dancing, a little bit of running around to be doing. Very, very little singing, because I mean, I won't lie to you, I can tell jokes, but as far as fucking singing goes, and that's good. I take comfort in the fact that they've realised that there's no point in getting the Tom fella to do any singing. I'm not going to add to the affair at all. Not when these other people have professionally sung for a living. My croaking and fucking crow sounding noises, they're not going to impress anybody. Not people that are paying 20 odd quid a ticket. They're not. I don't even fucking know what's going on in the world. My beloved Munster won at the weekend, won well. If anybody's into the rugby side of things, also that will be, I'll do Patreon to that. I won't try and compare myself to other websites or other podcasts that are dedicated to rugby and whatnot. Conor McGregor's on the cocaine, it would seem. I don't know. Maybe he's not. Maybe it's all just people. That's the thing. Like, it all came out about Mike Tyson years ago. You know, he's a bit of a mad cunt and all the rest of it. But that's all it did. It just kind of came out about him, lost his bollocks. But nobody had a phone, you know what I mean? And nobody had like a camera phone. Like, when you get to Conor McGregor, you can't scratch your nuts. And it can be taken from a million different angles, so you can look like you're doing so. Like, apparently he was at some fashion week or something. He was sitting with some singer woman called Rita, and you know there's been 1,000 photographs taken, and they've taken that one at a millisecond where he's kind of sitting a bit close to her, and I don't know, you want to put up something on Instagram too, like date night or something. It's like, oh god, you trying to really provoke that sort of a fucking response, missus? Give it a fucking rest. Again, I won't lie, I don't really give a fuck. The man made 120 million. It doesn't concern me. It doesn't concern me a whole pile. Gearing up though to move back down the country, which I will be. I'll be up and down, but I'll be mostly based out of Limerick, all throughout the panto. So I think it's nearly sold out. Anybody listening to this, I think it's nearly sold out. Some maybe the later dates in early January and stuff, there might be tickets sold, but this has sold like fucking hotcakes. I won't lie. I feel I have a little something to do with it. Probably 4 people. I feel today's guest will have a big draw. Is a big draw, and of course I'm at the moment too. I mean, it's just a good production. I'm not with Carl Spain this year as I was last year. Carl is on with the same company, but he's doing Beauty and the Beast on the road. I don't know where there's, but you should check it out. It's going to be a good one. If it's been made by the same people, it's going to be a good one. Christmas, the Christmas decos. If anybody's been looking at my Instagram, I stuck up a couple of them. Herself has gone mad. She's gone mad. See, we used to own a toy shop once upon a time, so we still have all the kind of oversized decorations. There's no throwing that shit out. What are you going to do with it? It looks shit hot anyway, because it was meant for a shop, you know what I mean? So it looks the biz. So it's now all over the house on a giant scale, but it kind of fits. It kind of looks cool. I'm getting in the Christmassy vibe. It's hard to when you're flat out working, you know you're going to be working all the way through it, but I moved down. I'll be going down the country on the Friday, this coming Friday the 15th, and then I'll be down there for a couple of days. But I don't know if anybody is, I think I spoke about buying the turkeys in an earlier podcast. It's almost the end of days for the turkeys, I'm afraid. It just has to be done. It's the right way to do it anyway. It's the right way to do it. They had a great life. They had a great time, and I'm going to make it very, very clean and very quick. Got to pluck the motherfuckers after that though. God, I hate plucking fucking turkeys. Do you know what? I tell you what, anybody listening to this, you're thinking, well, how did this fucker start off with panto, the cold, and now he's gone into killing turkeys? I know. I don't know how it happened either, to be honest with you. It's just a variance of my fucking brain. I don't know, do I have some sort of ADD or something, or ADD or whatever it's called? It just jumps all over the fucking place. I was going to make notes for today, but I really don't want to drag the arse out of it. Today isn't a long podcast, because trying to actually sit down and find time, while I might have time between actually rehearsing, one of the other people I want to have on the podcast doesn't have time, so there will be set times as of next Friday when we start actually. Well, when's the first show? First show is Monday, next Monday. So from then, really, we'll have set times, and that's it. There's no more rehearsing. We'll have a couple of hours off between shows, so hopefully we'll sit down with somebody, whether it be Leanne or fucking one of the other gang next week, Richie or maybe Samantha or somebody. I'll get around to everybody. I'm going to try and see, because the Munster rugby team train out of there. I'm going to see, can I get on to the lads and see, can I get one or two of them? It'd be great if I can. Other than that, I hope you're all set for Christmas. I don't know what that fucking phrase means. Are you all set for Christmas? Like, you're hardly done the starter marks. What is there? Did you get the fucking presents you were supposed? That's online shopping can be done in the morning. You can get all that shit in the morning and have it delivered to people's houses. It's a glorious thing. You can just go to Amazon, get all that. Don't clog up the fucking shops. Walking around with your mouth hanging open. Just buy your shit online and enjoy a relaxing time on the way up to Christmas. It's the way I'm going to do it. Simple as fuck. Get it all online. But I'm not even one for the old computers. As you well know, I'm fucking shit when it comes to technology. But I do know how to shop online. And there'll be vouchers galore, I think. I think there'll be vouchers galore. And shop local too. Shop in the small butchers nearby. Don't go fucking shopping for... Do you know what I mean? At least you're paying the bloke or the lady behind the fucking counter. That's going into their pocket. Don't fucking buy from Tesco's or anything. Spend an extra €2 on a turkey or a fucking ham or whatever you're getting. Although we discussed today with Hayley Joe, who's a vegan. She's having nut loaf and tofu turkey. Tofurkey. Or tofurkey. Turkey? Tofurkey. I don't know what it's called. Apparently it's delicious. I don't know how, but I'd give it a go. But do get all that shit somewhere other than the supermarket, because it's just going to go overseas. It's going to go into some bloke's pocket or some lady's pocket. Who doesn't care if you live or die? Do you know what I mean? Shop local. If you can, shop fucking local. I'm getting the ham from down home off the greatest butcher in the world, Brendan Healy. Ordered already. And it will be waiting for me. So look, I don't know what else to tell you really. We're going to press right on. Oh, I have one more comedy gig, thank God, because I need an outlet of stand-up. I need to be able to shout at people for at least a half an hour in a public space. I'm going to be in Dungarvan. Oh Jesus, myself and Colin MacDonald, from who you'll know from Irish Pictorial Weekly. He's one of the stars of Bridget Neyman as well. And Oisin O'Hanlon is going to be there. The three of us are going to be there. I don't know who's hosting. I might be hosting. I don't know. Am I hosting or what the actual crack is? But it will be, if you look up on Shanachie, which isn't it all, like it's SEAN. Why the fuck am I telling you this? Just look for comedy in Dungarvan next Friday. This coming Friday the 15th. Like, I can't imagine there's a plethora of it on. You'll find a place. I have no idea about tickets or anything like that, but as far as I know, they have a Facebook and a website, so I'm pretty sure you could secure tickets that way. I would imagine it's going to do well. The guy who books it, Mark, he's a guy that runs gigs all over the country, and he tends to know his shit, like, you know what I mean? They're not dicking about here. So that's the next comedy gig for me. Other than that, I'm going to press straight on, people, and stop annoying the shit out of you with my fucking voice. It sounds like a chainsaw taking over, and boot straight on in. Like I said, it's not a long podcast, this one. I think we got about 25 minutes of time before we were called to fucking rehearsals, but it was a good old time with my very good and new friend, but good crack, fellow Tipperarian man, Dayl Cronin, of course, of Dancing with the Stars fame. He was one of the few people who could actually properly fucking dance on the show last year, which a lot of people thought should have won. But then I suppose, what do you do? Do you give it to the expert? But yeah, I mean, he didn't win it, but he was shit hot. He was one of the few people who got 310. The only people who got 310s, as far as I know. He was famed for being in the band Hometown, which you talk a little bit about, and just the kind of mad fucking intricacies, because I know nothing about this story. A lot of the people, I'm guessing, listen to this podcast do not need this intro. They know exactly who the fuck they're listening to. So without further ado, please give it up for my very good friend, Dayl Cronin. Grand job, Dayl. We're off to the fucking race.
And we're live!
We're live! We're live! We're here.
Get to the chopper!
Jesus Christ.
Get to the podcast!
What a fucking opening. What a fucking opening. Fucking
Annie! Liane!
Oh, do you know what? Anybody passing that door, if this is the first week of it, they go, what? I think the two lads are simple.
Yeah.
I think they might be, but they've just seen us now the whole fucking round.
Panto has changed our lives, unfortunately. I don't know whether it's for the better or not.
I don't know where the Arnie thing came from. Why the fuck did I do that?
I don't know.
It just seemed funny at the time.
Yeah. You know, there has to be a meaning behind it. There has to be something, but we look into it.
I think it was more so to do with like Leanne when she shoots. Well, she's good crack this year. I tell you, she was no crack last year. I said that to her too. She was up to her bollocks and worked up.
Yeah.
Between she was never off the fucking stage. This is Leanne Moore, who was anybody listening to this will probably fucking know.
Yeah.
If you've ever looked at Instagram, ever. I love it because the only thing is I will say about her, she walks the walk, she talks the talk.
Oh, she does.
Fuck me, like if she had to eat broken glass to be fucking healthy, she'd do it like too. Like
broken glass.
That's where I think it came from. It was that I was looking at her. She shoots you this look like, and I just want to. But she took it in her stride.
She did, to be fair.
This is good crack this year, I'll tell you. Although I didn't know what the fuck. This isn't your first time doing a panto. You did a panto.
No, I did panto in the band in the Olympia. In 2014 we did Aladdin, but I'd done panto.
Well, you had a band and they just said, and as a breakaway, here's Hometown. They just wrote like.
Basically, it was like, I remember.
You weren't characters in Aladdin.
No, we were just Hometown, because it was like, geez, if only I had a band. It was like, oh no, you all wanted to start up a record label. But if only I had a band, and then we just were like, hallelujah. Like, there was a light shine on us. We sang a song, and
the more subtle fucking
brilliant.
grower.
And then we had to come out and do, do you know Ollie Murs? You got me wrapped up like proper, like
really?
it was microphones, the whole shebang, lean and everything. Oh man, I loved it though. But oh man, I'll never forget one of the shows, and this is why I'm dreading it now. One of the shows, I lost my voice. Like, I lost it.
Oh,
I was like, the boys are like, look, Dale, we sing your line, like, Johnny, you just mime along, like, that was right, grand. And I came to the show, like, no, boys, I have it. And I went, now, excuse me, it's so rude. No, and I had to keep going, though. I had to keep it going. And I remember just being like, fake it.
Do you know what? Like, you're, like, the fans of... Do the other boys still... Because you're still in the world of performance and you're out there, like, so do the lads still get... Or do you know if the lads... Like, I'd tried to explain this to people. First time you tweeted me, we tweeted each other something, and I swear to fuck, I had the thing out of my pocket. I vibrated my pocket, and it was already liked 16 times. Like, what sort of robots, savages, are waiting up, like, the dedication.
Oh, they're deadly, like.
And people have changed their name to Cronin.
Yeah, I've had so many people like, I was onto your sister there. I was like, I don't have a sister, like. Yeah. But they're deadly, like. Do you know what I mean? It's without them, you wouldn't be where, like, I wouldn't be where I am, and the lads wouldn't be where they are.
Like, it's unbelievable how you can get, like, you could do everything. You could be the greatest bodybuilder, you could be the greatest fighter in the world, but you'll never get the dedication that you do with a boy band.
Yeah, it's so, I don't know what it is. I think it's just, but see, when we were in the band, like, we had such a connection with all the fans, and we talked to the fans every day. We had like daily tweets where he's like,
wow, right, you know, well,
every day,
that makes sense.
Every day we were putting up tweets, and then we took it in turns, like, who tweet every day, and you know, we had a rota basically, like, we're tweeting every day, messaging the fans, we were meeting the fans. You know what I mean? It's a good connection. Like, they nearly become your friends because you know them so well. Like, it genuinely comes that way. Like,
that's deadly. As I know, I will never, like, as a stand-up comedian, because nobody ever takes you. Like, people are half frightened you because they're going, is that cynical bastard being nice to me because he's going to fucking rip me off in the next show or something? So I know I'll never get that dedication, but it's. It was an education for me to see. And then I all of a sudden I'm getting all these, it took me a second, it was like, Jesus Christ, who are all these young girls following me. It's like, okay, relax yourself. There's a clear reason. You see it on Twitter, like all these like girls would. They all have the Snapchat filter, little unicorn ears or something. You go, all right. This is not because they like me.
Yeah.
They know I'm not hanging around with Dayl.
Yeah. No, they are deadly though. They're class. Like, sure, we wouldn't. As I said, we wouldn't be anywhere without them. Like,
but there's far-reaching as everywhere. Where was the farthest country? Because you did South Africa and everything, didn't you?
Yeah, we went to South Africa. I think when we got to South Africa, we had a few people waiting for us at the airport, and we were like. First of all, how did you know we were coming in?
Yeah.
We never said what time we were getting in and things like that, but we did. We had fans in Denmark, Sweden. It was Sweden. We went to Sweden as well, and we had fans waiting. That was like our first trip away was Sweden, and we were only a band a couple of months, and there was fans waiting for us at the hotel or at the airport. Spain, we had loads of fans there. It was deadly. Like, it was weird, like, in a good way. Do you know what I mean? It was such a cool
Probably
feeling.
shocking to the system.
Yeah,
like,
it was.
Like, first time out. Yeah. When would you even begin to get used to that? You have to say you never would you?
You don't, because, like, half the time you're like, there's going to be nobody here. And next thing you rock up to the airport and there's loads of people there. And, you know, it's a cool feeling. It's a nice feeling as well, do you know what I mean? To know that the support is there. And it still is there for all of us, I feel. Like, you know, the fans are still there. Supporting us in our individual ways.
Because there's a couple of bits coming up. We haven't done the panto yet. We're still in rehearsals, and there's one or two bits coming up where Dayl reckons I may end up being lynched after the gig. Now, I don't slag off Hometown or anything, but there's a few points where I cut off Dayl where I shouldn't be cutting off Dayl.
So, just get your pitchforks ready, that's all I'll say. My army, attack!
I'm looking forward to it, though.
You'll just be there saying the line, and next thing I give them the they'll all stand up.
The Hometown fucking calling, is it? Yeah.
So
the girls with tattoos on their necks, like. It's unbelievable. And this is... How did you end up in... Because dancing was your first thing. Did any of the other lads come from dancing backgrounds?
One of the lads did Irish dancing when he was younger, but I think he gave it up. And then he just kind of went more into singing at a younger age, I think. I'm not sure. But it was only really the two of us. But I'd be mainly the dancer. Like.
And how did Hometown come about? Was Louis going building a band, or was
basically,
it?
Yeah, Louis went on the Late Late Show and basically said, "Look, I'm auditioning for a new band, lads between 16 to 24, I think it was at the time, or 21. I think it was probably about 21. I can't remember. But yeah, he held auditions. I was actually in England at the time. It was funny enough. My mum and dad
college in England at the
time, and my mum and dad had seen it on the telly. And say the auditions were in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
They left it a full week, and then they told me, they were like, "Look, we've been thinking about it. Do you want to come over?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. What do I have to lose?"
Yeah.
Came over. I'll never forget it. It was
You were 18?
I was 18, yeah. Or was I 19? No, I was 19. I remember coming over. He went up on stage and he goes, "What's your name, age, where are you from?" I said, "I'm Dayl, I'm 19, from Tipperary. What song are you singing?" I said what song I was singing. Sang literally like 10 seconds of the song. "Okay, thank you."
Oh, Jesus.
And then you just had to leave. You just had to go out the back door and stand outside. And I went
out to a holding pen.
Yeah. No, I was outside in the street. Next thing there was a load of boys there as well being like, "Oh, what do we do now?" And then straight away my phone rang. And I was like, "Hello?"
Jesus, it rang in front of everybody.
Yeah, and I was like, "Hello?" And they were like, "Yeah, Dale, we want you to come back in an hour." I was like, "Grand." And they were like, "Who's that?"
It's the mother.
"My mum."
What they should have done was, "Dale, you got to pretend that I'm your mother, okay?
Yeah.
I'm about to give you..." That's amazing. Just get out to that road. I suppose, jeez, it is cutthroat.
It is very,
because quite literally the other lads were out the fucking door, and that was the end of theirs.
That was it. And then it went on. The auditions went on for months. Like, I kept having to come over and back, and then eventually got down to the last. I'll never forget. It was down to the last 15, and they were cutting 5 lads.
They didn't televise it, did they?
No, they didn't. But they were filming some things because they were going
to.
Though. But they were cutting 5 lads out of 15 to put it down to 10. I was the last lad to find out.
Oh, jeez.
And it was me and another guy.
Because at that stage now, it's not the case of, sure, I don't have, what have I got to lose? Now you're kind of going...
I was like, I wanted, like...
Yeah.
And I remember they brought him upstairs first.
Alright.
And I was sitting there, and the other 9 lads knew they were in. It was only me and your man. So they went up, and your man went up, and then they brought him out a different way and brought me up. So I still didn't know.
Oh, jeez.
I was going up, and your mom was going, "Look, Dale, you're great, but... just don't think Louis just doesn't think you're ready." Like, and I remember being there like, my life. And I was there like, I was so thick as well. I was like, "Why did you bring me up here?" And then she was like, "But he's going to give you a chance. You're in." I was like, "Yeah!" It was literally an X Factor moment. Like, but then
what did she do that
to you for?
Just because they were filming it, see,
Okay,
it
right.
dramatic. Like,
Okay, fair
but
enough.
they never.
How funny would it have been if you went? That's grand, yeah.
Yeah, grand.
Sure, it's grand.
I don't care, like.
That's grand, yeah. Go throw on silent with the outfit anyway.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But yeah, so then I got put in, and then when he actually picked me, it was the funniest thing ever, because he picked one of the boys first, and then he was like, tomorrow I'm going to pick the rest of you. We're like, right, grand. So I said, tomorrow came, and we had to do more auditions, and then we were all sitting down, and he was like, look, okay, you're in the band, and then he walked over, and I'm sitting there like this, and he just went, you're in the band as well. And I was like, I literally rang my mum. My mum was like, and we were all buzzing. Like, it was just, it was the best, one of the best feelings of my life. Like, it was just crazy. Like,
what was first job? Right, Ye six was it?
Six, yeah.
Ye six gone away home now, is it? Or
well, actually,
did it bundle you straight into a van, straight to work?
What happened was it was a 5-piece first.
Right.
It was 5 of us. Then they were like, look, we're not doing that. And this was around August. So they were, look, we're not doing that until after Christmas. We're like, right, grand. So I ended up going back to college over in England for half the year. And then in December, then we got the call to say, look, you know, we're going starting now in January. So we came back, started in January. Then it just wasn't working out with the 5 of us. And then one of the boys got the chop, unfortunately. Like, and then they brought 2 new lads in.
Right.
And then it just kind of went from there, and it like we clicked, and for us it worked, like, and it worked for other people as well. Like, everyone seemed to really like us, and we 2 number 1 singles, a top 4 album. Do you know what I mean?
And what was the first job? Let's say you met up in January, shook hands with the new boys, and just went, right, is it into the studio first, or what is the crack like?
We actually did some filming. I remember, like, they filmed us meeting for the first time, and because we actually didn't know one of the boys, Dean. Nobody had met Dean before.
Right.
We'd met Josh. Josh came into the band, and we met him through the auditions.
Were all the lads are Irish, were they?
All of us were Irish, yeah. And then we did that, and then we went away recording. Then we went into the studio up in Wicklow recording songs, and then we recorded a cover, put it up on YouTube. It was dirt, like, we were all in tracksuits. Like, literally tracksuits, hair wasn't done. One of the boys was wearing a snapback and his glasses, just playing the guitar. And we were like, oh, we look deadly. Like, and then Louis was like, what are you wearing? Like,
oh, jeez.
And it was then we were like, right, we need to start. Like,
that man has the recipe for everything, doesn't he?
Oh, serious, like, serious.
He's incredible, like, isn't he?
Yeah, he is great. To me, he's great. No, he's very good. Like, he got me. Obviously, he helped me get Dancing with the Stars. He helped me get Panto, and he's still in touch and stuff like that. So to me, he's really good. Like, to me,
you never hear of fellas in Ireland typically becoming moguls out of music and stuff like that. By Jesus, he's up there with Cowell, like, isn't he?
Yeah, oh, he is. Yeah, he's up there.
It's impressive to see him in action, and he's still hungry for it, because you can be guaranteed a man like that is worth a fortune.
Yeah,
he could throw the legs up in the bananas and just go, that'll do me now.
That'll do me fine.
But not still hungry for it.
Yeah, that's it. Like, so he's a good man. Johnny, he's good to work for, and he was good to us when we were in the band. He was really good. So,
and he's where were the other boys from then? Your Tip, obviously, and then
Tip, Dublin, Wicklow, Kildare, Mayo, and Galway. Literally.
Oh, a cute whore, yeah.
Yeah, he's cute. Yeah. He went, I'm going to have him from all over the country.
I wonder if you can get a fella from Monaghan as well.
Yeah,
just
to try it out, like,
cute.
7-piece. Like.
But it is, like, I was telling you earlier about the time I met, what's his name? Nicky Byrne.
Yeah.
And we tweeted about a jacket incident at 2FM. And that's the first I saw, was people just actually were, like, jumping into our conversation from Buenos Aires, Nicky Byrne. What is this? What the fuck? I had no concept of it. Like, do you know what I mean? I was like, well, who likes him. But it's you have to wonder, do some people have they ever even see, like,
met him?
It's a fascinating world, like, and what's his name? Louis has to be the best at making a boy band.
Oh yeah,
he has to be the best at it.
He is. Unfortunately for us, it was just kind of, we just felt it was time to go our separate ways for a bit.
Yeah.
The boys wanted to try new things, and then I was lucky enough to get Dancing with the Stars, and it was just like, yeah, we'll give it a break here.
It must be near impossible to hold the whole thing together, like, because so many people have their own. Because especially, it's not like you've 3 or 6 untalented fuckers. You know what I mean? It's the other problem. Like, you put 6 talented people together, they all have ambitions. Like,
that's
you
the
know.
thing.
And it's not like you can. It's not like you're say a fight team or something where you go out on an individual basis anyway, and you get your individual acclaim, but you all go out as a gang. It must be actually kind of look, I could do this because you can sing, you can dance, you know what I mean. You can act. So I mean, it's you could see it'd be fucking tough to hold it together. Like
that's the thing. People are like, oh, like they threw 6 random lads who didn't know each other.
Yeah,
probably don't have anything.
Wouldn't work in any world.
No,
if you think about it, it wouldn't work in any world.
It wouldn't. But like as you said, like it's an opportunity of a lifetime. You get thrown together. It's like, right, lads. If we don't like, we did like each other, but if we didn't like each other, it's like, right. I don't care. We're gonna make this work. Like, do you know what I mean? But we did. We all really liked each other. We all got along. We all had some crack. Like, I remember the first night we were together as a 6-piece, and we were in this hotel, and like there was, like the mini bar.
Yeah.
And so we raided the mini bar. So we thought, we didn't know, like, because we knew the hotel was paid for. So we were like, oh, it's definitely paid for. Next thing we got a text off the tour manager. Boys, that'll be €300 when you're ready there. And we were like, what? We were like, we literally had a bag of crisps. No joke, like, took a bag of crisps and a packet of Maltesers, like, and we were like, we didn't know, and he was like, right, look, we leave you off this one time, but just don't act the clown again, like.
Yeah, because even if you take the thing off the sensor that's in the fridge,
that's what happened as well, because we took it off the sensor for a bit and it got done, like. So we're like, sure, might as well eat it now, like.
Well, that's I mean, but sure, even if you never did another fucking stroke again in your life, like, it's class to look around. Who have you ever met that has been on telly and in a boy band? Like,
well, that's the thing. Like, I've been on telly now, like the last couple of weeks or whatever on my own, and when they're introducing me, they're like, oh, he did this and he won this and he's been in the band, and it's actually impressive.
Yeah, when you rack it up,
not blowing my own trumpet, but like for myself, I don't. You know me now. I never go around fucking bragging about that, but like.
Yes, this is when he starts. In between the backflips he does in front of all of us.
Well, like, it's impressive when you actually sit down and go, Jesus, I've actually achieved a lot in my life, considering how old I am.
He's actually 34. Right? Yeah. He pretends to be 24.
Yeah.
Your birthday. Yeah, you've only just turned 24. You rotten bastard. Yeah. And I tell you one thing: when puberty kicks in, you're going to be electric.
I know, I'm waiting for it to kick in. Like,
this is going to be good crack, this panto, though.
Oh, it is, man. This panto is great. Like, the cast are great. It's running nicely as well.
Because you fear that now. You hear stories where there's one standout pain in the hole, and you don't know who it's going to be.
Yeah.
But no, like because I've heard nothing but stories about. Because I knew nothing about panto last year until I was actually clanked into one. Like, and I was only put into one because of my accent. Yeah. Because I had been on a bit of telly. Like. Yeah. Not actually using that accent at all, but it was for my natural accent is what they stuck me in this one, because Limerick based with the Tipperarian thing. Yeah. And what I think is hilarious is that your accent, you keep on thinking your accent isn't as strong as mine. It's totally as strong as mine.
It's brutal.
It's probably worse because I'm around you. So you hear Richie Hayes start talking, well, boys.
Yeah. Hey, like, come on.
Sounded like fucking Eddie Maroney walking. Yeah.
Well, boys, you want a pint there?
We're already ready for a two Johnnies video.
Literally.
We actually have to get on that, because the two lads, Johnny Smacks listens to this religiously. So and Smacks had asked for me to be. I said we need to get Dayl Cronin as well. Tipperary this shit up. Lads.
I met Johnny B. I was judging at a thing out in Cash, judging a lip sync battle out in Cash.
Oh right,
I met him in the toilet, and this was like. They just kind of hit that. They really peaked, and I was there going for a whiz, and he was going toilet beside me, and I was like, "That's your man." He's like, "Well, our things." I was I can't shake his hand. I was like, to finish up, I was washing my hands, and I was like, "Oh well, boy, what's crack?" But they're dead on, like they're so sound.
That Two Lads podcast is the most downloaded.
Really?
Yeah, and still I guarantee there's somebody downloading it right now.
Jeez.
The lads following is phenomenal. But it went on for a good one. Jesus, went out.
Oh, they've been going for years, I'd say.
Well,
Johnny B hasn't.
Oh, Johnny B's been on the go forever when he was doing the tip songs and stuff like that, and then Smacks joined him. But they make it great.
Oh yeah.
But like the lads following, it's up there with you. Do you know? Like it's not as
better.
It's probably not cutthroat as yours.
Yeah,
yours were like, I swear to God, I love him. You know, you don't understand. Where the Smacks get whole families come out to see boys. Like now, granted, a lot of people are wearing their Tipperary jersey out on a Friday night. Like, you know,
Kansas City.
Hot tip, but it's like it's phenomenal. Like the lads. But it's I suppose where like that's the thing with the social media side of things, and that's probably where I'm slowly but surely I've pulled my finger out of my hole, and I'm actually starting to use Snapchat and fucking whatchamacallit, more so Instagram, because I think I prefer Instagram. I think Snapchat is probably for a bit more kiddie, is it? I don't know.
It is like my brother is 15 now, and they're massive into Snapchat. Like.
Come here, like, and I only just started using Snapchat, and I was at Electric Picnic, and this is dark, late at night, like we were done with the fucking performance and all the rest of it. I was eating out kebab or some shit with my back to this gang of lads from Tip, and they were all about 17 or 18. Next thing, well, Tom, boy, how's it going? I turned around, it was all a load of lads from like Kilfeacle or something. Golden or something. Yeah.
Or New Inn.
It was purely, they had made a connection, but they'd seen Damon Ivor, and that was it. And then they made a connection via Snapchat, and they'd all apparently followed me. But it was Snapchat.
Yeah.
And they were like, but there's nearly a more belief in Snapchat. People are, and Instagram.
Yeah.
Because I remember going to a show down in Cork, I think I was telling you, and not a fucking poster anywhere for my show.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't my show, it was part of a festival, but it was me headlining. I went, where the fuck are the posters, lads? Nah, don't worry about it, Tom, we've already sold out. How the fuck did you do that? Well, you just Snapchatted your picture a bunch of times during the fucking week. It's grand.
Yeah.
Put the link to the tickets.
Yeah.
So what?
It's mad, like.
What?
It's mad with social media, the power.
But lads, those lads were appreciative. The way they were talking was they were appreciative of getting to look in on my day.
Yeah,
it was my first ever time, because you come off stage, done an hour of stand up, and you'll get kind of nearly people going, "Grant, fine, you did fine there."
Yeah,
nearly, if they're rocking a fucking room for an hour. But it's Snapchat. These people were like, "Thanks very much," kind of fair play to you.
Yeah,
do you know?
Yeah. Well, that's it with Snapchat. It's like, you know, it's a way to let people in to see what you're like and what you're doing with your life.
But I thought that'd be the most boring shit.
Yeah.
No, people want to watch. They want to see the most boring shit.
Sure, I'm just literally sitting in my bedroom half the time going, can't wait to play a game of FIFA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've watched it. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. Honest to God, but it does surprise me. Like, but it's but this one here, like, I know. Yeah, well, you've started the Snapchat. If anybody, or the Instagram wars with
Leanne,
Chelsea, Zoe now, and Samantha Mumba's in on it now as well. She caught me rotten the other day.
She's dangerous.
She's some crack, isn't she?
She's
a wild woman, like.
Yeah. She's fierce looking as well.
But when she turns on that look, like, you go, fuck, she'd be some mammy. Imagine her now as a mammy. She'd fucking hate you.
See that look in your
know full well she's only she's living in America. I'd say if she was living here, I'd say she'd be flaking all the children with a wooden spoon. You know it.
Hear from me now.
She has that, like. But that's what I was kind of. I'm looking forward as well to getting her on the podcast, because there's no fucking way she's gassed like that. Because you know, like, you can't be. There's even certain counties you can't let your hair down, because you're kind of going. You're not going to get what I'm about to say here.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. 100%,
do you know?
100%.
I mean, especially like, did you find yourself like boy banding it up when you were in, say, Sweden? Do you know where you're walking around going, you know what I mean? Like, where you're throwing those Justin Bieber looks everywhere, like, as you're going to pick up like a bottle of Coca-Cola.
Probably. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Probably. Yeah, probably. I don't know.
Yeah, so no. What I'm saying is, like, did you feel pressurized to just
always be on point kind of job?
Yeah, and were you told by Louis or whoever was managing you to go, boys, when you're out in public, you are the fucking band, cop on to yourselves? Like, is that a thing that's said?
No, yeah, you're told, like, look, when you're out in public, like, you're representing yourselves, you're representing the band, and you're also representing Louis, like, so, you know, don't act the clown, like, don't be falling out in nightclubs, and don't be, like, you know, leaving nightclubs with loads of women around you, and you know what I mean? Like, it's things like that, you're like, you know, but it's things you...
Common sense.
Yeah, common sense, like, do you know what I mean? So, like, yeah, when we were out, we'd have to always look respectable, and that was what I remember when we were living in England for 4 months, and we were on a schools tour. We were getting up at 5 in the morning, and you're not getting home till 1 the next morning, and you're doing 7 schools in between. And the worst part was having a shave, man. I had to shave every day because I get a bit of a stubble. A bit of a stubble, and I don't like it anyway. So I'd have to shave it so I look clean shaven, like. And it is tough. You have to do your hair, and you have to make sure you're looking good and not looking tired. And
your average bloke. I'm not saying every bloke, but your average bloke would have no idea what that's like. Your average woman is listening to this going, welcome to the races.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
it was. I loved it though. We literally loved every minute of it. It was amazing.
I like your jumper.
Thank you very much.
Do you know why I like your jumper? Because it looks like it's been shot.
Yeah.
What those holes that are on your jumper? Then we need to take a picture of this just to put it up. Those holes that are on your jumpers. That's what's called buckshot. As a result of the inside of a cartridge exploding.
Alright.
Yeah. That's.
Yeah, I knew I was coming on today, so
that's the name of the podcast. Buckshot. And on that delightful note, we better go back fucking rehearse. We'll do more during the actual run of the thing when we've turned and hated each other. So for now, Dayl Cronin, thank you very much.
Goodbye.